The stars began dying in silence. First it was Epsilon Eridani, just gone. No nova, no radiation burst. The stars simply blinked out of the sky, like a candle in a vacuum. Astronomers sounded alarms. Telescopes pivoted, data flooded in, and panic simmered beneath headlines that still wore a calm mask. Then Procyon vanished. Then Tau Ceti. Then 20 more in less than a week. Not exploded, not dimmed, erased. Earth watched as the night sky withered like rotting skin. By the time the constellation Orion had more holes than stars, the masks were off. Governments initiated emergency protocols. Observatories were nationalized. All eyes turned outward, but nothing came back. No debris, no emissions, no trace. Just silence and black where light should be. And yet, Earth still broadcasts. Radio, radar, deep space pings, military or civilian, it didn't matter. The Earth was loud in the void, shouting into a darkening universe like a child lost in a forest. Some said we should go silent. Others argued that silence was what it wanted. No one knew what it was, only that something out there was wiping out stars like they were crime scenes. The International Deep Sky Array caught the first anomaly from beyond the black, a narrow beam signal, like a cosmic spotlight, skimming past the Kuiper Belt, encoded in hydrogen pulse language. Not alien. Humans. A fragment of an old Apollo transmission. Then, over the next week, more signals. Earth broadcasts decades old, bouncing back from impossible angles, warped, reversed, sometimes overlapped with whispers in no known tongue. We were hearing echoes from dead stars. The UN formed the Cosmic Threat Response Division. They called it the Black Watch. Elite military, ex-SETI minds, deep-sea cryptographers, anyone who had stared into darkness and not flinched. And when the Andromeda relay failed, one of our deepest probes, 500 years from Earth time, they sent the watch in. I was part of the reconnaissance unit aboard the Aegis Wake, outbound to the farthest active relay near Barnard Star. The launch was rushed, protocols shredded. We were told nothing except that Earth was no longer receiving data from its deep-range satellites. But we knew, we all knew, Barnard Star had gone dark 2 days before we left. We reached the relay station, or what was left of it. A charred lattice of twisted alloy drifted in vacuum. No sign of impact. No signs of energy discharge. Just metal, warped like it had been microwaved from the inside out. Then we found a signal buoy. Still operational. Still broadcasting Earth's emergency ping. Except it wasn't what we sent. The frequency was inverted. The data corrupted into a shriek of overlapping voices. All human. All wrong. People screaming in every Earth language, all layered together, all repeating a single phrase. We are still here. We brought it aboard for analysis. I told them it was a mistake. I told them we should leave it floating in that void like a cursed coin. But the command wanted answers. 2 hours later, the screaming started. Private Jensen was the first. He rammed his head against the cryocore doors until his skull split open like a melon. No warning. Just screaming, then blood, then silence. Then Lieutenant Reza. She walked into the airlock and hit the manual cycle. No pressure suit. The last thing she said over comms was, "I see the stars watching me." We tried to purge the buoy. It refused to vent. Systems failed one by one. Gravity cut out. Lights flickered. Then the hull began to hum. Not with sound, but with pressure. Like something enormous was pressing against the ship from every side. Tasting us. The AI core crashed. Communications went down. We floated in dead silence, drifting through a sea of vanished suns. And Earth was still broadcasting. Even in the silence, Earth kept screaming into the dark. I took a suit and went to the exterior antenna array. Manual override. Emergency beacon shut down. I figured if we were infected, if the signal was a weapon, then cutting our own voice might buy her some time. Maybe stop the darkness from following the sound back home. But as I reached the antenna's relay core, I saw the wake reflected in the viewport glass, and I saw what was now moving inside it. They were still shaped like us. Each crew member, twisted, elongated, pale as drowned flesh. Their movements stuttered like broken film, jerking from shadow to shadow, their mouths locked in silent screams. They were puppets, marrowless meat, animated by something wearing them like clothes. And they saw me. I ran. I don't remember most of it. I just remember locking myself in the escape pod and initiating the launch. No coordinates. Just away. 3 days later, drifting cold and blind, Earth picked me up, or what was left of me. The debrief was short. They didn't want the story. They wanted the data. I warned them not to analyze the signal, not to listen to it. They nodded, took the black box from the pod, and wheeled me into medical care like I was already a corpse. Now I sit here, back on Earth, watching the stars go out faster every night. 206 vanished last week. Another 1,000 predicted this month. And Earth is still broadcasting. They think the silence is a mystery to solve, a puzzle to decode, a challenge. But they're wrong. It's not a mystery. It's a warning, a map of silence, a path of annihilation carved in the cosmos by something that doesn't want to be found. We are not the apex. We are not the anomaly. We are not special. We are loud. We are a flare in the dark, a beacon screaming across a quiet universe full of sleeping gods. And one of them finally heard us. The last report from the Black Watch came in hours ago. They traced the latest dark zone to within our own solar system. Pluto stopped transmitting. Neptune's moons are unresponsive. And now the moon, Earth, is still broadcasting. We never learned how to shut up. And I think that's why I'm the only one who hears it now, just beneath the hum of every speaker, the static of every channel, the whisper in every silence. It says, "You called us. We are coming."